Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Priya, aka Beauty and the Books, and you guessed it, we just do all things beauty and books here. So if that's interesting you, then just subscribe. I'll give you a second, you can just subscribe right now. Beautiful. Okay, so as you can tell from the title down here and from this, we're doing a little bit of colour today. In this video I'm going to talk you through a few different ways in which you can input colour into your eyeshadow. Also give you some helpful palettes and ideas of what you can purchase if you want to start expanding your coloured collection. Then just keep on watching. As always, we need the trusty headband. So what I'm going to do first is I'll talk you through some eyeshadow palettes that I really like, that I think are good value for money considering kind of a lot of aspects. And also I forgot to mention, this whole video I will be using the Morphe x Jaclyn Hill Master Collection brushes. If you want colourful palettes, you do kind of have to splurge a little bit more just so you get what it's worth. When the colours just don't pay off very well, or some of them are a bit chalky, some of them are a bit patchy, and then it's just like you end up then going to buy another palette, or you just don't really use it as much because it's just not as good. So I think you always just invest a little bit more when it comes to a full high pigment colour palette. Like even the Morphe 35B really isn't that good. I mean, it's okay for when you're really starting out and you just want to experiment slightly, but Morphe have another whole other ranges of kind of colourful eyeshadow palettes, like the James Charles palette. No Makeup Revolution do some really good colour eyeshadows as well. I've not tried any of them myself. I've tried a few of their palettes, not loads, so I wouldn't be able to tell you expertly about them. If you know of any other good colourful eyeshadow palettes, then leave them in the comments please, for everyone. Now this one unfortunately isn't available anymore, but I know SOSU do the one with Aideen K, and that looks kind of similar. But this is the Urban Bible palette by Kaylee MUA and SOSU, and this one I love. If I'm going anywhere at all, just literally traveling, this palette comes with me, because you've got your grungy dark brown shades here, but you've got your colours that you can mix in. You got your oranges that you can mix with your browns, and you've got purples, deepen up areas, and this one is just really good. I really like this one. Fortunately, as I said, it's not available, but this is what the Aideen Kate and SOSU one looks like. I was going to get that until I realised it looks kind of similar to this, so I just kind of a little bit more expensive, although she is bringing out the Carnival Volume 3 palette, I think, which is only about £32, I think, coming out in August, is the Carnival XL Pro palette by BPerfect Cosmetics times Stacey Marie MUA. But this is beautiful, like all of the colours perform amazingly, and just I have not had any issues with it at all whatsoever, not yet anyway. But yeah, as I said, this one is £42. I know it's a bit steep, but I think the normal Carnival palette is a lot cheaper than this. BPerfect I think are really good. I think BH Cosmetics as well, I think they have a Carnival or Tropical palette, I think, that a lot of people were using a while ago. So look at those ones. Anything that I can think of I will link in the description. This is literally a go-to. I love it so much. If it wasn't so big, I'd just take it everywhere with me. It's the original Jaclyn Hill palette by Morphe. It's a bit tatty. I haven't used it in a while actually, but even though it's not as colourful, you can start incorporating some of these shimmers into your looks. This bright blue is gorgeous, and also a lot more of these warm tones. You can maybe do an orange smoky eye instead. Following on from that though is the bulk collection. I've only got 3 of them because the 4th one my mum has. So I have, this one is Armed and Gorgeous, which is a lot more of your green orangey tones. So this is good if you kind of want to start playing with a certain colour palette. So we've got Dark Magic, so that one is a lot more of your cooler tone blues and greens, and this blue is probably one of the best blues I've ever tried so far, alongside the Carnival palette. And then you have Bling Boss, which is a lot more purples and warm tones. So if you know that you want to start playing with pinks and purples, you could just buy this one palette and start kind of integrating that way. Another way to incorporate colour into your looks would be eyeliner pencils. I have more of these, but this is just the one I pulled out. So this is the LA Girl Shockwave Neon Eyeliner, and these are really good, say, if you're doing just a really nice brown smoky eye, really bronze, really simple, but you want to pop a colour. So you could just pop one of these in your waterline, or even even just as a liner across the top, this would really work. What I'm going to do is my base off camera, and then I'll be right back and we can get on into the colourfulness. Oh my god, it's just gone really dark all of a sudden. So I'm going to first prime my lids with the Urban Decay Primer Potion. What I've decided, I'm going to do two different looks for you. I can't believe how dark it's got in here, like that background looks ridiculous. For both of the looks today, I'm going to use the Carnival palette. If you start hearing rain, it's because there's like a storm going on outside. We're going to do like a smoky eye with colour incorporated on this side, and then we're going to do a fully colourful eye on this side. First shade we're going to go in with was the shade Basic, and it's a really kind of almost skin tone bronzer tone for me, so that's what you want to like look out for. And we're going to do that on the JH30 brush, and it's just this really big fluffy fat brush. So I'm just going to really bump that in my crease. Then I'm going in with the JH33, which is, I don't know, just a cute, I love blending brushes like this, I really do. One thing I have noticed is they do kind of shed a fair bit. On this brush we are taking the shade Hall, which is this slightly darker brown there, but it's still quite warm. If you're someone that likes cool tones, just do cool tone browns. So I'm just going to pack that in my outer corner area, my outer V. So just pat it down first, and I'm going to start blending it through my crease. And then what I'm going to do is turn that brush over, and I'm going to mix a little bit of White Pillow Talk with the shade Basic, which is that one. Is going all over my lid, well, the inner kind of half of the lid. We haven't put any eyeshadow yet. Now I'm going to go in with the JH37, which is this little bullet brush. It's quite kind of square on top and quite dense. And we're going to take the darkest brown, which is Intuition, and it is this one here. And we're just kind of stamping that on the outer area here. So now we have basically our smoky eye effectively done. I just put the same colours that we put up there on my lower lashes, and now we're going to add some colour. I am going to go in with the pink in Lust, which is this one here. So I'm taking it on a relatively fluffy brush, which is the JH36. So it's relatively fluffy, it's not too concentrated. And I'm just going to position it in the sockety crease area. So, and then I'm just going to take it exactly the same on the lower lashes. So this side is basically done now. Just whacked on a little bit of eyeliner, and I've also put some purple in the waterline. So there's a way that you can add the colour, you know, without it being like too intense. If you just did a normal brown smoky eye with the same techniques that we used, and you just went in with a kind of coloured pencil. I went in with the purple LA Girl neon liner instead of the green because I just thought it would look better. And that's that. So time for this one. So I'm now pulling out the Jaclyn Hill palette, the original one, and we're going to go in with this orange here, and it's the shade Hunt. This is a look that I used to do all the time, and I'm going to take that on a JH35. Just going to start putting that in my crease. I'm just packing this into my crease, and if you don't know where your crease is, I have a mirror, like it's down here. I'm like looking down into it and I can see the shadow. Really want to intensify that a bit, so I'm going to go in with the JH34 brush. It's just a smaller blending brush, and we're going to go in with the shade Lit, which is this really bright orange. It is calling to me, and we're just going to blend that slightly higher than that orange. Actually, I think I've changed my mind. I think I'm going to go in with Keen, which is this yellow here. I'm just using really feather light movements, quite messy as well, because this is really just to blend the orange a little bit more into the skin tone. I already know that I love this brush. This is the JH40. It's such an amazing detailer brush. With this, I am going to go with the shade Jax, which is this really kind of burnt red, orangey, browny brick colour. One of those. And I'm going to pack that here in the outer area. And again, you can do this with like any colours. So let me give you an example. So say if we were going blue, yeah? We would start off with Soft Spot, which is this really kind of pale light blue, and we would put that in our crease like we did with the first orange. And then once that's blended, if you wanted to intensify it a little bit more, you could even go in with a neon green or a yellow just to make it brighter, or just even this mixed with a bit of white, yeah? And then to like deepen it up like we've just done here, we'd go in with Mood, which is that navy blue. And do you know what I mean? It's kind of a pattern to how you would do this. You've just got to think of alternative colours. For the lid colour, we're going to go in with this shade here, which is Boy Bye, that lovely peach. On top of that, we're going to go in with the Plouise base in Hooked Up. So to pack that on, we're going on with this JH41, and it's just literally a packing on concealery type brush. Nothing special. Alright, I'm going to finish this off, add some eyelashes, and I'll be right back. Okie dokie guys, this is the finished look effectively. So, can whip that off. We can whip that out. So this is it. Before I zoom you guys out, I'll give you a little bit more of a, you know, close up. So this is the two looks that we went for. One which is a little bit more casual, a little bit more wearable, and one that is a little bit more Instagram friendly and just a little bit more boom. And on that note, that is it for today's video guys. I'm gonna leave it here. I've been talking for a long time. It is almost 8 o'clock, it's dinner time. Girl's hungry. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, let me know if you want to see more of these types of videos. Remember, that's how I do things. If it doesn't work for you, just experiment a little bit. Just sit down in an afternoon and just play with a bit of colour, and it's very therapeutic. Even if it goes wrong, you've just played and it's just been a bit fun, and it's like colouring, so you know, it's okay. Anyway, that's it for today's video guys. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget, you know the drill, to like and subscribe, all of the good stuff down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Oh, spot here. Okie dokie, just drag that baby out, honey. I think I'm lying to you. Sorry guys, I'm lying to you. Right, what am I doing? What am I doing? I'm gonna have so much footage.